Fresh haddock has got to be one of the most versatile fish. And whenever I go on my seafood trails around Ireland, I ask so many of the fishermen, what's your favourite fish? Now they all say whatever they catch themselves, but 99% of them will say love fresh haddock. So this is it here. This is the full fresh haddock. We get it from Albatross Seafoods. They're in Killybegs, and they supply us in McNean House. And I just got this literally delivered to the restaurant. So you go to your fishmonger. So what they'll do, they'll fillet it. So it's a beautiful fish. So it is. It's plentiful. What you're looking for, if you look here, that line down the back, down the skin there. And then it has kind of like a thumbprint, not unlike John Dory if you see that there, but totally different. So it's classed as a round fish. So this is one fillet, so there's 2 fillets per fish, and your fishmonger will do this. And if you ask them to pin bone it, that means that they'll remove any of the bones. But you can also cook it whole like this. If I was to do this, I'd put lemon and herbs and different things, rub it with some lovely rapeseed oil, bit of butter in there. You could wrap it in tin foil, and you can actually do it whole on the barbecue or in the oven. So it's up to you. It's plentiful, it's good value, it's versatile, and for me it just ticks so many beautiful boxes. So this is a little fillet here, which I am going to show you the technique of cooking it with the skin on. So there is no scales on it, but also there's no bones, so really important. So first thing we'll do is light our pan. I'll move this out of the way. Okay, and just move that over there. So your fishmonger will do all the work for you. So we're going to kind of give this a kind of like a nice kind of like a Spanish kind of feel to it. So a little bit of rapeseed oil. So this is some lovely Irish rapeseed oil. We're going to use some chorizo sausage, and then some red onion, and then some garlic. So with the garlic, I'm just going to I've peeled it, and I'm going to get 2 cloves of garlic. Just watch the fingers. I'm not taking my eyes at this. And we're going to slice this really thinly. Now the next thing we're going to do is red onion. So I'm going to put in about half the red onion, should be loads. So just slice that. So peel the red onion, slice it nice and thin. Using the knife, curve your fingers and just slice it like that. Watch the fingers, that's really important. So the pan is heated. We're going to start off by cooking this, and then this lovely chorizo sausage. Okay. So you can use lots of different recipes, and actually haddock is so delicious if you make homemade fish kind of goujons or fish fingers or fish and chips. It is absolutely delicious. So I'll just use a small little piece because I'm literally only doing one portion. So the chorizo, I'm just going to slice it. Actually, I'll cut it in half, I think so, and then I'll cube it. So nice hot pan. The rapeseed oil, you have a nice high smoke temperature, and that's when I'm going to cook the haddock in. So we're going to cube this here. So just to recap, 2 cloves of garlic, half a red onion or 1 red onion, depending on the size, and then just roughly about, about a tablespoon of the chorizo. So we're just going to let this warm up, and then it just goes into the pan using your knife. So you want to hear that sizzle. So as soon as it hits the pan. Now, meanwhile, while this is on, we're going to warm up the pan to pan fry the fish. So fish cooks so quickly. And for me, I've been saying this for a long time, we're an island and we need to be eating more fish. And haddock is so plentiful. It's a beautiful fish. It's no way strong, it's lovely soft, and really has a lovely flavour, and it's very easy to cook. So you get your fishmonger to do all the work. So we'll just soften this thing. That needs a bit more oil. Nice drizzle. You could use extra virgin olive oil, but I'm trying to give it some nice, Irish oil, and then with Spanish twist, and then the lovely Irish seafood. So these are some mixed beans, carefully selected. So you have chickpeas, you have haricot beans, and then you have these little brown beans here. So all I've done is just rinse them through a sieve. So we're going to make kind of like a little casserole. We're going to grate some lemon, so I just need to get my grater. And then we're going to chop some lovely herbs, and it's as easy as that. And this is a great little spice here, some smoked paprika, which is really gorgeous. You can put chili into that, you can put lots of ginger into it, so you can put lots of different flavors into it. Now if you look closely, you'll see the way the oil is coming out of the chorizo, which is gorgeous. Alright, and there's a lovely Irish company called Gubin Smokehouse who do make a lovely chorizo and the lovely cheese and that, and they're based in West Cork. So you're worth checking them out. Now, roughly kind of a large quarter of a teaspoonful. You don't want it overly spicy either, because smoked paprika, there is some in that sausage there. So just let that cook for a moment. We're going to chop our herbs. So sorry, the herbs I have is some lovely fresh basil. We have a little bit of flat leaf parsley. I'll just show you Here we go. It's hiding on me. That's it there. And then we have some curly parsley. You don't have to use all three. We're lucky here. We've lots of lovely fresh herbs. So before I chop that, if we would just look at this one more time. So we started to cook out the spices. We're going to put the full can of beans in. I've already rinsed them. So rinsing just through a sieve. So the chickpeas are going to give nice texture, nice flavour, but the key is that lovely kind of like chorizo. And if you don't want to, because like it could be like a surf and turf, you have your fish, you have your little piece of meat. So just now with our herbs, we're going to chop this. I'm going to show you the technique. You roll up your fingers. We're going to chop this really nice and fine. And this is going to go in at the very end. We're going to put a little bit of lemon zest, and then we're going to use the juice for the fish. So over and back. So we have fresh basil, curly parsley and flat leaf. I'm often asked, well, what parsley do you prefer? Listen, it's up to you. We have a tendency to use a lot of flat leaf parsley. So we grow a little bit of both here. This is just my home outside Black Lion, and that's where we get our lovely fresh fish from Killybegs. We get it delivered twice a week, and it's always so popular. And I'm lucky because my twins, or our twins should I say, they are 8 and they love fish. So a little bit of lemon zest, just using my grater. Just a little bit of lemon zest in there. Going to give this a little shake. You can see that lovely now. Tiny, roughly about a spoonful of veg stock. Thereabouts. Vegetable stock, and then we'll finish it with some butter. So back on to cooking our fish. So good drizzle of rapeseed oil. So why rapeseed oil? First of all, it's a good high smoke temperature. It's Irish produced, and it's one of the healthiest oils you can cook with. Now I'm going to leave the herbs. I'm going to put them in at the last minute. So just give them a little shake, or you can just stir them like that. So for our haddock, just to recap, the skin is on, okay? We're going to dry it off, and then we're going to place it onto the pan. So I'm just going to use the kitchen paper just to dry it off. And that goes onto the pan, nice hot pan, which is exactly what you want. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're just going to literally season up the fish. Now turn it down. It cooks really fast, really fast. So a little touch of sea salt, and then you know me and my butter, 2 pieces of butter, and then we're going to put also some butter into the beans here. Now I want to get my lemon ready, because I'm going to put some lemon into the pan just with the haddock. So the key into cooking fish, because it cooks really quickly, I'm just going to show it to you here, and you can see it kind of coming up the sides there, if you can see that. So it cooks really fast. Take it out of the fridge, have it at room temperature. So that means about maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes before you're actually going to cook the fish, that you've kind of rested, relaxed it, because when it comes out of the fridge it's quite firm. Obviously you want to store it in the fridge. So your local fishmonger will prepare it for you. They'll have it pin boned. You can have the skin off if you want to, but I like it with the skin on. And there's a lovely lady in West Cork, Sally Barnes. She gets fresh haddock and she cold smokes it, and it is a really good product, so it is. And we put that into a risotto. So just keep it a little eye here in the pan. Okay, we'll flip it over in a minute. I'll just have a little look at it. It's looking good. And the butter, let me recap. The butter gives so much flavour when you're cooking the fish. Now I'm going to turn down this. We're going to put in our lovely herbs. So that goes into the beans. And then we're going to flip our fish over. So I love when we have the skin nice and crispy. So let's just do that very quickly. Turn it over. Perfect. And that's what you want there. I'll turn it up a little bit. Just going to wash my hands. And then we're going to put a little bit of lemon juice, and that's it. It won't take long to cook, because it's not a huge thick piece of fish. It's a really nice portion, and what I like about it, the crispy skin. That gives so much flavour. So back onto our little beans. We're going to put in some sea salt. We're going to put in a little bit of black pepper. And this can be done ahead. So you just get your lovely fresh haddock, have it thin boned and all, pan fried, and then just warm them up. They'll keep in your fridge for easily up to 3 to 4 days, no problem at all. So they're lovely. I like the way the stock is reduced, and then you must taste them. So the beans were already cooked. Now, when we're cooking the fish here, okay, a squeeze of lemon juice. And then I want to show you what we mean by basting. So just this here, just spoon this over this lovely oil and butter and lemon. You're getting that lovely kind of like gorgeous flavour, so you are. Now, fish cooks really, really, really quickly. I'm going to switch it off. It's going to finish off. We're going to serve this up. So the whole idea behind this recipe is that it's quick, full of flavour, and that we're using a fish that is sustainable and it's plentiful, which is exactly what I want. So we're going to get our lovely beans. Just spoon them onto the plate. So I fried off the garlic. Used a couple of cloves of garlic, just sliced them thinly. Half a red onion, a little piece of the chorizo, and then a can of the beans. Some butter, a little bit of stock, and lots of lovely fresh herbs. So there's no need for a sauce with this. Now, so this is the star of the show here. So you just get your lovely haddock and just arrange it on top. And then I'm just going to literally drizzle it with a little bit of rapeseed oil. And away you go. Enjoy this. You can serve this with some vegetables, some lovely broccoli, whatever's in season, a little bit of pak choy, some cauliflower, but I think this fish is gorgeous. It's plentiful, sustainable, and that's my pan-fried haddock with that lovely casserole, or you can call it cassoulet, of beans, chorizo, and some lovely herbs. So enjoy this. Keep eating fish. Haddock, it's definitely one of my favorites. Enjoy.